To keep quiet. Okay, good afternoon students. We move to the next question. That's of sex ratio. Okay, what does this word mean? Sex ratio can be defined as the number of females per thousand males. So number of females per thousand males. That is the definition. Defined as the number of females. How many ladies are there? On the calculation of 100 males. So 100 males and 100 females, sex ratio is balancing, equal sex ratio. But if the sex ratio is equal or not, let us see, especially in Gujarat and in overall India also, the sex ratio has been reducing consistently since 1951. After independence, 1947, within 5 or 6 years, it started to decrease. So what do you mean by it started to decrease? Because it is calculating the number of females per males. So it started to decrease means number of females decreasing. Females number decreasing, otherwise male number increasing. So that is why we can say it is imbalanced. Now let us see things to know. Sex ratio as per the census of 2011. Now see some state, number of females per 100 males, and some red alert portion is also given there. First, overall India, let us see. Number of females per 1000 males 940. It is as per the census of 2011. So 940 females only there for 1000 males. Then in the case of Amreli, the first one see state number of females 1000 males. Amreli in red alert, the number of females fell from 1987 to 1964,000 men, reducing. Then Gujarat, let us see 918. Overall India it was 940, and in Gujarat it was 918. And in Gujarat the special case about Amreli and Junagadh. And Junagadh, what is the situation? The number of females fell from 955 to 952 per 1000 men. Okay, reducing. And Uttar Pradesh 908. Then Bihar 916. Kerala 1084. So their females are more. West Bengal 947. Jammu Kashmir 883, Delhi 866, Haryana 877, Assam 954, Andaman Nicobar Island 878. Some states or union territories it has taken, and the calculation is like that, just to see number of females per 1000 male. If both 1000 it is okay, balancing. But here only one state is there that keeps more than 1000 record. That is Kerala only. What happens with the other states? Their female number is declining, reducing. And especially in Gujarat, Amreli, Junagadh. Now let us see Bhavnagar. What is the red alert for Bhavnagar? The number of females fell from 937 to 931. Rajkot, the number of females from 930 to 924. Kutch from 940 to 907. So here especially in Gujarat it is reducing. So what is the reason behind this? So people do not prefer girl child. So they try to kill that girl child in the womb itself. I don't know why. They may be thinking that girl children, they may brought a lot of worries, tensions, burden and financial insecurity to the parents. That may be the reason. But it is not like that. Either boy or girl, both are the blessings of God only. So we should not think that girl children are not to survive. They have the right to survive. So in mother's womb, if a child is born, otherwise started its what we can say, the minute thing, then from then onwards it is not even in our thinking, it should not be there that if it is a girl child, we will not let her to live her life. This is very bad concept, and this is wrong concept, and this should not be happen. In Gujarat it happened, that is why it is telling the Gujarat government launched a scheme. What is the name of the scheme? Beti Bachao. Now Beti Padhao also there, Beti Bachao. Otherwise in English we can say Save the Girl Child campaign to stop female foeticide, not feticide. Spelling mistake is there. So feticide means from the mother's womb itself, the people try to kill the child. So this should not be happen. So be alert, be aware about all these things. That is why when you even in the right now the current situation is also, it shows that in India to marry to the boys, when they try to arrange the marriage, it is difficult to get good educated qualified girls, because girls are not there. So it should not be happen. Only one state, Kerala, that only is there, and there this type of female infanticide, it is not there. I am from there, so very surely I can say that this type of wrong concepts are not prevailing there. Next page, literacy. Already we had seen all these are special definitions and terms only. Literacy, the development of any country depends on the literacy rate of the country. Underline. We had seen that development of any country depends on the quality of human resource, skilled human resource, education. But education means literacy, the basic thing, that is literacy only. Literacy is the important criteria to measure the standard of living of population and its social development. Underline that also. Literacy is the main thing to consider. Otherwise, do you measure standard of living? What do you mean by standard of living? How does we live our life? Your standard of living may be different from the children, those who are living in slum area. Your standard of living may be different from the highly wealthy family, those who are living in metropolitan cities. So the standard of living up to a certain limits depends on the education. And some other factors are also there, but literacy and education plays a very important role about considering our standard of living. If you are well educated, you will go search for a job, then you may get nice remuneration, means salary for that, so you can enjoy your life, the pleasures of life, whatever the things you want to buy, you can buy it with the money that you want, and a big house, and whatever the other comforts in life that you can achieve. But the basic thing is that you must get proper education. If education is not there, maybe some lucky people will get this, maybe because of ancestral property that their parents inherited, otherwise because of their hard work or some other field, but education and skill always plays vital role. So that to be remembered. So always we should try to educate, to get education, and that also in a deep way and also in higher way. And if any person is there illiterate, help them to literate. Okay, now let us see. It's an important criteria to measure standard of living. What is the important criteria to measure standard of living? Literacy. And its social development. Gradually social development will be there. Literacy is also the key to economic development of any nation. Underline. What is the key to economic development of a nation? That is also literacy. The definition of literacy was fixed at the time of census of 1991. So how can you define literacy? Otherwise, how can you define a literate person? The definition was given in 1991 census. So according to it, underline now, what is the definition of a literate person? Any individual who is 6 years or above, minimum age 6 or above, and who can read, write and understand any one language may be considered as literate. Again, see, any person, any individual who is 6 and above, so below 6 we are not considering, 6 years completed, and he can read, otherwise she can read, write and understand any one language. तो आपको ऐसा लग रहा है कि 6 years में हम इतना language understand करते हैं क्या? But that you do not consider the 6 year itself is the calculation. It is the beginning stage, and even in 6 year one student may be able to talk the mother tongue, and also if from the KG section whatever the letters and alphabet studied, that child may be knowing. But what is the case of a 60 years old man? If he is illiterate, he may not be able to read and write what that 6-year-old child did. So the definition is like that only, above 6. So above 6 may be 10, 20, whatever it may be, up to 60, 70, whatever it may be, there is not an issue. But the minimum criteria is that, and minimum one language. It is not telling that 3-4 languages you must be clear with the 3-4 languages. But instead of that, who can read, write and understand any one language may be considered as literate. So underline that also. How can you define a literate person? The literacy rate in India has been increasing consistently, which is positive sign. After independence, Indian literacy rate is increasing. That is a very positive thing. Now see, data is given to their year, total male, female, separate it is given. What is the male and female literacy rate? Countries also, and for the 100 people literacy level is given there, literacy rate of males, literacy rate of females, separate it is given. Okay, India, overall India it is given, then state wise accordingly given. It is there, Kerala 93.91, and about males 96 and females 91. So highest literacy rate state, that is Kerala. Then Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Pondicherry, Bihar, like that it is given. But just to see all the state, it is not given. No need also to learn by heart all these things. But first one, okay, remember. But if you see this chart, no, overall if you see whose literacy rate is less, male or female, just to see the chart which is given, we can definitely say that the literacy rate of females are less. Especially in Bihar, if you see, they see literacy rate of male 73 but female 53 only. In all other states also, if you including Kerala, if you see, females literacy rate is comparatively less. And here in this left side also, if you see total and male and female, there also you can see that difference. And what will be the reason why female literacy rate is less? Because girl children are not allowed to go to school, otherwise not allowed to get higher education. But now it is telling that the literacy rate of India has been increasing consistently. Nowadays this concept has changed. Even from our society, from our community, we can know that. We know that girl children are doing very better. Boys don't agree with me, but girls are doing better than boys nowadays. So it means girls achieve a lot of higher post. They scale the heights. Boys also can do. So it means nowadays the tendency is changing. Girls are also going ahead only, and they prove that they are not behind. So this data may change. Already it has changed because all these are previous data only. After this new census, we will get new data. At that time we can come to know whatever the changes that have taken place. But it is a good sign that literacy rate is increasing in India. Now things to know. After the criteria for literacy rate has been fixed 1991, if we think about the population above 6 years and calculate the literacy rate, it has shown an upward graph. The graph is upward graph. It means it is increasing. Now next page, top 5 districts in terms of literacy. Gujarat, let's see. Ahmedabad, then Surat, Anand, Gandhinagar, Kheda. And if you see the latest one, this is different. But you prepare according to the textbook, questions will be based on the textbook only. Now based on this, no need to learn by heart all these data, mathematical calculations, nothing. But the top 5 district you learn by heart, and based on that you write the answers in CW. We given the questions here. Which state has the highest literacy rate? Which state has the lowest literacy rate? What is the literacy rate of male and females in India? Which district in Gujarat has similar literacy rate? What would be the possible reasons for a low literacy rate? So here, based on these data, 2 pages data is given. Based on that, you write the answers today in CW book. And all the data is available. And what would be the possible reasons for low literacy rate? What would be the main reason? Maybe poverty. Then lack of awareness. If poverty is there in the family, it is difficult to send the children to school. Instead of that, they will send them to field, some other manual work, so that they can earn a little money. Parents think like that. So poverty is one of the important factors. Then second one is lack of awareness, lack of transportation facilities, lack of schools in village areas. All these are affecting. So any 4 points you can write. Okay. Now we are moving to the next one, occupational structure. What do you mean by occupation? Occupational structure. Occupation. Any person in the country engaged in any kind of economic activity is included in the occupational group. Actually, what is the meaning of occupation? Job. काम है. हमारा काम क्या है? Now you are a student, but your father is an earning man. And if any person, those who are working and earning, that is economic activity. Working and earning. Then if any person in the country engaged in any kind of economic activity, always don't think that lawyer, doctor, engineer, sweeper, then maid servants, just that type of manual work also. That also considered, because they are also a part of economic activity in a country. They also work, they do their service and they earn money. So as a result, the economic activity is going on. So here, any individual, if he included in any economic activity, then we can say he is in an occupational group. Otherwise in an earning group. जॉब किया तो क्या मिलता है हमें? पापा जॉब कर रहे हैं तो सैलरी मिलता है. So whatever the occupation, it gives a remuneration. So we can say that this is an economic activity. So this is an occupational group. It is divided into earning population and dependent population. So this occupational structure divided into earning population and dependent population. Earning and dependent. Now see, what is the difference between earning and population, earning and dependent? For example, I told you, your father, he is earning. Maybe your mother also. But I'm telling about your father. Otherwise your parents, they may work, they will earn. But what in the case of you? You are not earning anything. You are not doing any work, that I am not telling. You study, you do your homework, you help your parents at home, everything you are doing. But that we are not considering as an economic activity. Okay? You are a dependent population. What do you mean by dependent population? So you yourself not earning money, But whatever the things you need, your parents will provide to you. So you are the dependent of the parents. Totally you are depending your parents. Definitely. But after completing your education, you may get a job, then you also will become an earning person. So that structure may change. Definitely it will change. So occupational structure, two types are there. First one is earning people and second one is dependent people. Otherwise earning population and dependent population. Clear? The earning population is constantly increasing due to rapid industrialization in the country. So how much industrialization is taking place? More industries, more development. Then as a result, what happens? Earning population is increasing. So dependent population. Even after completing your education, and if you are not getting a job, then also you should depend your parents for your necessary things, then needed money. Then also you become a dependent person. That is not good. Now in this childhood, at the time of education, there is no problem. But your aim should be like that. After completing my education, I should change into this earning population category, not to depend. So this dependency is not good always. So we have to come out from that dependency. Okay. Next one, changes in the population composition. Now what is population composition? Let us see. Changes in the population composition are of two types. We actually population composition in the page number 46 we have completed classification of total population into various categories, and in that population composition what are the changes? Population composition changes are there of two types. Which are the two types here? First one is quantitative. And second one is qualitative. Quantity and quality. Quantitative and qualitative. And what is the difference between quantitative and qualitative? Quantity you can measure, but you can touch just 5 kg sugar. The quantity is 5 kg that you can see. Can you say 5 kg wisdom? 5 kg happiness? No, the abstract things, you studied in grammar, abstract nouns. The abstract things that we can say quality. Maybe good quality, otherwise quality is less. So the abstract things, that is qualitative. That we cannot measure in such a way, it's like that of quantity that we can consider. But quantitative measures, they are those things are easy to measure. Let us see. Sometimes we notice a rise or fall in the population. This happens due to the population growth and migration of people. Sometimes rise or fall of population it may take place. And what is the reason for this? Population growth, otherwise migration. The condition leading to a quantitative changes are landlessness, low per head and ratio, urbanization, as well as social and administrative reasons. So underline, what are the reasons that conditions that leading to quantitative change? So quantitative changes we can measure, maybe increasing or decreasing the population. What are the reasons? Landlessness. Suppose in villages, if land is not available to do agriculture, they will move from there. So landlessness, low per head land ratio. Otherwise very less land, per head land ratio is very less. That also become a reason. Then urbanization, moving to city. All this happens in the quantitative changes. And which things are there in the qualitative changes? The changes observed in the level of health and education indicate qualitative changes. Underline that also. Health and education related changes. So their quality improves. If your health is good, your quality improves. If your education is good, your quality improves. That is qualitative population. It alters the way of thinking and behavior as well as style of standard of living. Changes will be there. That much health and education improves, that much of changes will be there. The other factors responsible for qualitative changes are dedication, hard work, patriotism, enthusiasm, courage, etc. Other things also determining these factors. Underline which are the factors. Qualitative factors, dedication. If you are dedicated to do some work, definitely quality will improve. Your hard work will bring success. Patriotism will bring success. Your enthusiasm, courage, all these affect. Can you measure all these things? No, but all these are qualitative. Okay, these factors bring about socio-cultural changes. If people are like that, this much qualitative changes are there, definitely socio-cultural changes will be taking place. Now next is religious group. India is a secular state. We know secular means all religious people live very peacefully in India. People who follow different religions stay together here. Among all the religions, Hindus are the majority, followed by Muslim, Christian, Sikh, Buddhist, Jains, Parsis. Underline which are the different religions only. And linguistic group, language. India is a large country with the diversity is prime characteristic. Currently there are 22 languages recognized by Constitution. How many languages are recognized in Indian Constitution? 22 languages. Okay. Hindi and English are the two official languages. Underline that also. The states have been formed on the basis of language. How Gujarat formed, how in Kerala formed, how other different states formed. We will study in the coming lessons, which is on the basis of language only. Okay. Now little bit is remaining, health structure and national population policy and the question answers discussion. So in one more class is needed. In that class we can complete this lesson. Okay. Now prepare well. Have you written the answers of SS test? I think it was very easy. Questions and everything was very easy. We'll call you for book submission next week. Everyone should submit the book. Otherwise I'll put 0 only. When we upload the marks. Then afterwards, if you submit the book after the prescribed time, there is no use. Be careful about this. Okay, on which day, which time your class teacher is giving to you, informing you, you follow that time schedule. Okay.